all right, y'all, this is just plain Ed, no Super Robot Ed, no nothing today. Now I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying, enjoying, my last days off. Made this little quick video because I hadn't had any made. Pretty much, y'all know what's going on here. And what can I say, man? The people want it. They are happy. They're excited for this. Like I said, some people would say, well, this, I'm excited for this. This is exciting, especially, the Ultra Magnus. I think the Prime was pretty much, they're not really much they really had to do, maybe just give them the ankle tilts and whatnot. But the Ultra Magnus being able to be, just more posable, more, not just like a robot with stilts, and the guns now becoming a robot. I mean, that in itself is just icing on the cake. So we're gonna look at these painted pictures of the new painted model. These are recent, so some of these we have not seen yet. I know we've seen the combined form, but we haven't seen all of it. And yeah, we're getting everything, man. We're getting basically the TRU set. We're basically getting the Encore set, which, if again, the Encore is just, and there's that C001. So that is the, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's the first one. Because in the release of the toys, it was C001, or if you got Gigatron, it was D-001. Now, not all of car robots were brand new molds, but in particular, the Car Brothers, and of course, Ultra Magnus and Fire Convoy, of course, were the original molds. And then, of course, on the Decepticon side of things, really the only one that was actually original was Gigatron. No, wait, I got to go back a little bit, because on the Autobot side of things, there was JRX, which was, particular to the show. It wasn't anything from a previous line, but everything else pretty much previous lines, repaints and things like that. But for the standouts, there was a lot of engineering that went into, I think, Fire Convoy, later became Optimus Prime, of course. I mean, a lot of engineering, wasn't so much engineering, it was just the way that he parts formed, very, Yusha Brave-like. And of course, the latter has extra features where you could put in basically a mini-con or whatever small item robot, whatever, Headmaster, Titan Return, Master, Power Titan Return. You could all fit them in there and things like that. You can have them work for their money. But you have to admit, it does look fantastic. If that's the bridge, well, yeah, I'm happy with that too. It looks kind of flimsy and cheap when you put it together. And of course, this part right here never was my favorite. I call it radio tower. I guess that's what you could do with the parts and form like a base or something like that. But nah, not my thing. Now I'm still trying to get over this robot. He doesn't necessarily have a matrix, but I'm not sure if the chest opens or if that's just the way the chest is designed, so that when you connect God Magnus or Ultra Magnus to form, Omega Prime or Super God Fire Convoy, whatever he's called. And that's in the back. In the back, of course, that would be where the sound chip was. And of course, you can arm him with the weapons and whatnot, so he gets like extra missile pads, which are the feet, by the way. Common thing that you'll see with this figure a lot. I mean, I never really did it too much. It looked kind of weird to me, but for some, this is a good pairing. Then, of course, you have the combined mode, which, it looks just like the original, man. But it's a lot more posable, which, again, is needed. Why the hands turn backwards? But the matrix piece can come off and it forms like a card, which you couldn't do with the first one. Basically, you just open up, you just had a little target thing there. Now we're going to move on to Ultra Magnus or God Magnus. Now, I know a lot of people are going to compare this to, Kingdom and Siege Magnus and whatnot, but you have to understand that I don't know what Kingdom and Siege were trying to go for. Clearly, we know that this was a car carrier since 2001. Comparing the two to the latter, comparing this to the latter would almost be asinine, maybe even. I don't know. It was a very functioning car carrier. What can I say? It looks very good. Looks like the original, but we got some few extra things here with the articulation. Now you can see the feet from Omega Prime sticking out in the back, and I wonder if you could fold that up, but I guess maybe for stability you may have to have those out. With that being said, if that's the case, that's fine. And look how the gun store behind as extra, solid, make the legs seem a little more solid, which that's fine. But when we take those away, we do get to the hollow stuff. Now, we get to the gun that's now a robot, and I should know his name, but I don't. But he turned to a robot. But you have to admit, this was just a gun, but the original didn't really do anything. But the fact that they made him turn into a robot says a lot. So you have basically a giant target master, which that again is cool. You know, something that wasn't in the show, but they decided to do that. And I have to admit, just for this simple transformation in engineering, it's well worth the money. Now the combined mode, again, we're going to continue to finish looking at it. You can see he's holding the God Sword or whatever they call it, but clearly you would get that if you got the Brave Maximus or whatever, whichever one that was under this line. I forgot, there were so many. And as you see from the back, he's very solid. Looks like he can stand up well. Now, unless they're doing some tricks with the back of the screen, I don't see anything holding him up. So that's a very good thing. So overall, I think for a lot of people who back this set, they're going to be happy. They're going to be pleased. Again, you have the crowd that this is their first start in Transformers. You have the crowd that just wants a much more updated set because getting a reissue of the original is costly, or better yet, detrimental to your collection. Because if you get the Encore one, 9 times out of 10, it's got the QC issues. And a lot of people, again, are selling that Encore as like a loose Japanese version. I mean, I would clearly not buy it. If they don't have a box, and it only comes in 2 packages. Either if you're going to buy the Japanese version reissue, it comes in the long form box, which is the original, with the vehicle pointing in the opposite direction of the US version, or you get version 2 where he's in robot mode with the parts for the fire truck surrounding him. But what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. Are you still upset that we're getting this? I'm not. So I'm just going to say Super Robot Ed out.